Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And if you guys remember, what we did on the previous episode is that we have created the functions in the UI to add the tool and to remove them. So right now, if you guys remember, it should add a pickaxe and then you should remove that afterwards. Right, cool. So I'm going to delete this. I don't need this right now. And I'm just going to delete the new item as well because it's a testing thing that we added. Now what we need to do here is that we need to create the interaction item, so when we get near the item and then we use it, we can interact with the item in a way. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna close everything for now. I'm gonna go back to the blueprints, and in here we have interaction actors, which we have the base bush, the base stone, the base tree, and all that stuff, and they all come from the parent function, which is set up right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on this guy, and I'm gonna create a children class, and I'm gonna call BP item, right? And I'm gonna right click and create a new folder called item, and I'm gonna drag and drop this right there. Cool. Now we have to create. If you go to the component, we have the resource type, and we have building, blah, blah, blah. So we need to create a new resource type now called item, right? So let's go back to actions here, and the resource type we're gonna create here is gonna be called item, right? Save. Now I'm gonna do that thing where I close the engine without saving, just because I added a new enum, and that can cause issues on our game. So now that we have done this part, what we need to do is to basically find out a very simple way of adding this item to our player. So what I'm thinking is that once it interact with it, it's gonna know what item is this, and then we'll edit the item back to the player. So to do that, what we need here is that we're gonna bring the item right there, right? And I'm gonna open up this item, and in here I'm gonna basically say that is, I don't know, axe or item axe, for example, right? If I go back in here and I click on this, is the item, and I can, right now I'm building stuff with it, but what I need to do is that I need to be able to interact with this actor here. So now we're gonna go back to our building parts, which is the character. Oh, where is the player here? Why is that not expanding? Anyway, let's go to content, main, blueprint, let's go to characters, and let's open up the player, let's open up the survival. Right, cool. Now if you guys remember, when we have our interaction actors, what happened is that it goes through a process of, in here, it goes, what is it? When we interact with the player, it goes through here, set actor location, say can you interact with the player, and then if you can, it's gonna play the montage, it's gonna equip the tool, it's gonna equip the cosmetic item, and in this case we'll play them and stop the montage, and then we'll trigger that get interaction resource by our animation notify. So we need to do something when we do the on interaction, because we're not gonna add or remove any resource, but we need to handle this. Nice. So to do this, we're just gonna put this on the side for now. Let's go back to blueprint, and I'm gonna open up here the DT actions, and I'm gonna see if I can spot any action that we can use for this. So so we have put down, let's see if that, yeah, we could use this one, the put down animation. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna call get item, and I'm gonna drag this one here. Now, do we have any cosmetic hat that we would like to equip? Not necessary, so I'm gonna clear this. Do I want to equip any tool for the job? Let's see if there is any tool that we could, I don't know, use to equip. There's probably not. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna clear the tool, right? Now, or probably what I would do is that I'm gonna clear the tool and see what happened first. But anyway, now okay, now we have the put down animation, and I need to copy a couple of things. Remember that we have the character interaction, so we need to right click on this, copy. We need to go back to the other animation that we call put down, and then when it's here, we're gonna add a new track, and we're gonna right click and we're gonna press paste, and now that should be everything correctly. We're gonna add the animation the sound in a second, just making sure that we got everything right. Now on the BP item, in here we can select a new action that's gonna play called the get item, right? We're gonna set the health of this to really low, to something like 5, because we know that we don't give our damage is never less than 5. Max health is gonna be 5 as well. We can, to be honest, we can even left this to 3. It's fine. We can change this cube icon to be X here. File and save. And now what we gotta do here is that, if you guys remember, on the parent class we have this on interaction. So on the item, I'm gonna override the fn on interaction, and what we can actually do here is that we can, in this specific scenario, I think we need to create we need to do some updating here, but anyway, I'm gonna do a print here from when this stuff dies. So like, give player the item, all right, and I'm not gonna delete this, it's just gonna stay right there. So right now we have the axe, we come in here and we can collect, and there you go, give player the item. Now we need to create the logic to give the item and all sorts of stuff. You see this is throwing error because it doesn't know what to attach to the character. So that is the problem that I was thinking of. So what we could do is, so we have this tool. Can we set as a valid? It's a valid class. Okay. I guess we can make sure the class is valid. So I'm going to create a branch. Make sure that if the class is valid, then we can carry on do that. Let's just double check it doesn't throw any errors. Cool, that works. Amazing. Now the next thing that I want to do here is that we need to basically pass the player reference in here, or the controller reference, so we can add that item to the player. In order to do this, what we need to do is that on the interface, if you guys remember, let me just go back here. On the interface here, BPI interface, when we are on the interaction start, we need to add a parameter called the player palm, and this is gonna be character. Do we have a base character? BP base base character. There you go. Let's use this one. And I'm gonna do the same for when the interaction is complete. Do I need this? Probably not. So I'm gonna do this just for this one first, and then as we need, we probably change this. Right, now you added this on the BP base interface. Now we're gonna go back to our base interaction item. So as you can see now, it will have a new reference on the interaction. So in the interaction here, we're gonna add the player, the palm. This is gonna be BP base character. BP base character. Cool. And now we're gonna plug this one right here. And on the function here, we are gonna basically create a new parameter called the palm. And that's it. And now we're gonna compile and save this. I'm just gonna save everything. Okay. Now we need to know here where do we pass those parameters, right? If you guys remember, the source where this start is not here, sorry, is on the characters, blueprints, actor interactions, player, animation notify. Let's open up this BP animation notify. So in here is where we call the get resource, which then plays this, does that, does this, and then it calls on interaction, right? On interaction, what I'm gonna do here is I am gonna send my player palm reference, the player reference, which is the BP base class. I could, of course, send my controller as a reference, but if you want to create some kind of AI, you're gonna have a problem with that. So let's just send the AI, the palm reference, and then from the palm you can get a controller and you can do all sorts of stuff. Right, now you do this. Now on the item interaction, we should have the name of the actor that's trying to interact with this. So let's see. Here. That didn't work. Oh, it did. Oh no, actually. Let me have a look. So that comes here. On interaction. So let's try to see, let's check why that it's not working. So it's coming here on the survival controller. I'm gonna print this saying hello, which means it's interacting with it. Okay, so it's doing hello. Do we have the player reference? Let's check. We do. So we got the player reference. This is working fine. Okay. Now let's go back to where we call this, which is in the BP base interaction. So if I go back to this class, oh yeah, we need to plug it right there. That's why it's not working. So now if I do this, I got the survival player name. Now one thing I want to do for the item, I'm just gonna change the health to be 1. Because I can see that 3, it won't work. And I want to make sure that we do this on the interaction. We could do this once it's completed. I guess we could. Actually, let's do that as well. So on the completed, on the completed, you're gonna add player palm, the BP base. That's fine. Go back to the BP base interaction. So we're gonna have this new variable right there. So when the interaction is complete, you're gonna add a new variable called the player palm. Here you're gonna open up and do the same thing called the player palm, right? I compile and save this. Let's go back to here. We're gonna plug this one here. We're gonna plug that one there. Now on the controller, we should have the what is it? Oh yeah, can destroy the interaction actor. This is where, let me just put this one here, where we send the player pawn when the interaction is complete. I'm gonna plug this one right here. So now what you can even do is that on here on the BP item, we could potentially remove this class, just delete that, and I can just override the FN action complete. Now what I can do with the action complete is that I can potentially print the pawn name. Let's see, that works. It does, you see? Cool, that works. It's not doing anything because it's not the health of it is not dead yet. So now what we could do is that we can even bump the health of this to like 20 or something, you know, longer and bigger. Sorry. Now what we can do here is that we can get actor from actor. Sorry, get component by class. Get component by class. The components that we're looking for is the BP actor component, right? And now what we gotta do is that what item does this thing will give us access to. Now I can create a variable, and this variable, it is gonna be called the item access, right? And if let's check, how do we call, how have we called that? We just call actor the resource type. Is called resource type, allowed resource interaction. Yeah, so it's just the resource type. Okay, now we're gonna go back to this item, plug it right there, resource type, public here. Now we can call, of course, they'll make sure it's valid, because not every actor would have this. Now we can call the fn add a tool, and here it's gonna say what tool would you like to give access, and we can give right now any tool that we like, right? So right now it will give me a wood resource access, and if I go here and see it, well, let's just put this UI a little bit like that. If I go back here, so if I collect this item, do it. Oh yeah, because it's 20 points of health. It may be too much, but let's do it. You see, we got the axe. Yeah, I forgot. And now, of course, we have to destroy that. But now I can come in here and and collect wood, which is really cool. Now let me even add a call to the call to the parent function. Plug it right there. I don't need to pass the player pawn, but if you want, you can just do it right here, and that should work. Okay, now I'm gonna close everything. I'm gonna browse to asset. I'm gonna right click, create another folder here called tools, and I'm gonna create children. I'm gonna drag and drop right here, and even delete this guy from there, and I'm gonna call BP item axe. And I'm gonna duplicate, actually I'll duplicate that in a sec, but let's first change this mesh here. So we're gonna go back to our content, top down, crop out sample, characters, oh that's the wrong one, misc or character meshes, hair hot tools. There you go. Now I can give this the axe. Let me just reset the colors, compile and save this guy. Now I'm gonna go back in here, duplicate that, and call BP item basket, right? Oh, BP item basket. Now the basket one, let's just edit this and put all the right information. So the actor info is gonna be item basket, and it's gonna be a food resource, which is good. And now I just need to change, actually, is this food as well? I don't want this to be, yeah, this needs to be wood resource. I'm gonna put the health to 10. I don't want the player to be like taking too long to, do this. Right now the mesh, we're gonna select different mesh. We're gonna put a basket there. Compile, save. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna call item pickaxe, right? I'm gonna open up. Same thing. This part's very boring, but feel free to skip it ahead if you want. But I'm just gonna put here pickaxe, and it's gonna be stone. Now we are gonna go back to meshes and we're gonna plug the pickaxe. We're gonna compile and save. And now we're gonna duplicate this and I'm gonna call BP item hammer, right? Because we need to build a house in the game. So we need a hammer. And we're gonna plug the hammer right here. We're gonna call a hammer, and let's also, I forgot that I had to change the icons as well. Let's go back to the basket, and let's just, where's the basket here? Plug it right here. And for the pickaxe, we also need to add the pickaxe right there. Cool, nice. Now I think that should work fine. One thing I noticed is that they don't have collision. So what I'm gonna do here on the item, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna do the whole find collision box, right? And this box is gonna be attached to the mesh. We're gonna put this one right there, something like here, just so that when we drag and drop the item here, Unreal doesn't. Let's see, how does it look? Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Actually, the item types, let me just put it right here. They need to be changed their type to be item. Otherwise, you won't be able to interact with those items, which defeats the whole purpose of the item. Let's just put this one here on the item axis as well. We're gonna put it right there. Compile and save. Actually, I need to compile and save everything. Compile and save, and compile and save. Now, if I bring the basket, let me see if I can, because right now, when I bring the item, it's quite, I don't know why it's doing like this. Maybe if I add the box on here, it would probably figure out that. Let's try. Let's see, how does it look? Well, I suppose we can add the offsets after, but it's required. Item basket. Why is it not working again? Let me check. Did I... So that's why is it changing the resource type? Yeah, item. This here, it's an item. So let's try the basket again. So the basket should be item, health, and yeah, the item stuff. So let's see. I think that's because I know. I think I have an idea why is it going on here. It's because on the I forgot about this. Let's just close everything here for now. On the controller, on the character, player, survival controller here, if I go to the event graph, right, I think is this, no, is here, to handle when we interact, here, handle interaction. So is kind of doing this resource interaction bug with us. So what I need to do here is that I need to go to our blueprint. I'm gonna open up our actor info component, and default for everyone I'm gonna add an item interaction, so everyone can interact with items. Of course, that I'm not gonna show them the UI because I don't need it, but I can pick up that stuff. So you see that, that. Now I go axe, which is of course is the wrong one. It should have been a berry. It's they say that's required, but I can chop down a tree. So let's figure out why those are not set up correctly. So if I browse to asset, I'm gonna save everything. Now I'm gonna open up the axe, the basket, and that, and this. So the axe component, if you go back to info, should have item, everything should be set to proper, but it will give me that will give me wood resource. That's wrong, it needs to be stone resource. Now for the hammer, that needs to give me a hammer resource, which is the building. Now for the basket should be food, and for the item axe it's wood. Now I should be able to save everything, and I know this got very long as well, but let's just try to figure out quickly this. So I'm gonna put this one right here, and I'm gonna put a pickaxe right there. So if I compile and save and press play, now if I go back in here, I need that. So if I come in here and I can interact with this, cool, I got it. Now I can chop down some stone and I can get a resource back. I can get the basket, oh, here, here. I can get some hammer. And I think I'm missing the axe. This is just a basket, but anyway. So now I can do that. I can't interact with the tree because I need the axe, but I can catch some berries in here because I have the berry item. And look at that. That's returning and removing and everything. And can I build a house? I don't think I can because I don't have the hammer. Oh, I do. Oh yeah, because I collect the hammer, of course. Yeah. Now as you can see, look at that. So it's working fine. So we have a very basic game right now. I think we can, you can create a logic with this. You can actually build a very simple our top-down survival game with this. The next step will be like adding some kind of time or some kind of a health thing on our character. I could probably display a health menu here. Maybe I would end up doing that on the next video, and then we could possibly create some danger zones or something to add some damage to our player. But once again guys, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.